Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time. Remembered the mug today, and the camera's working, so everything has got to be good. Well, this is good. Remember, I do look at the Daily Mail website, so you don't have to. I cull most of the news stories from the Daily Mail, but Meghan Markle has been doing stuff. Again, I don't really follow her. I don't really care. But she's managed to upset Nelson Mandela's family. Yeah. Zweli Mandela, he's the grandson of Nelson Mandela, has said, overcoming 60 years of apartheid is not the same as marrying a white prince, because she made comparisons of Nelson Mandela to her own predicament. I mean, you know, there's no ego involved. There's no ego. I'm sure she's a lovely lady. I don't have any problem. I thought the marriage between her and Harry was a great thing. I loved it. I thought it was great. I do love a good royal wedding. But, you know, just don't get her driving under any underpasses in Paris. Oops. We're getting close to that anniversary, aren't we? 25 years. Where did that time go? Yeah, this is something that's been doing around. Nitrous oxide, laughing gas, or hippie crack, as they call it now. Now, around here, the tiny little canisters are a big thing on our streets, you know, in terms of litter. You see them dump bags of the blooming things in the curb. And the good thing about COVID and the lockdown is all this litter disappeared because no one was sitting in their cars doing hippie crack. Nitrous oxide is put into balloons, and they breathe it through the balloons, and it gives them a euphoric feeling. It's a perfectly legal thing because it's used in catering, you know, to put the froth in creamery and stuff like that. So it's perfectly legal, and taking it like that is legal too. But there is side effects. I mean, in the old days, dentists used to get addicted to nitrous oxide, laughing gas. They became addicted to it, and they often committed suicide using nitrous oxide because you can overdose on it as well. But now, because they want a bigger hit, they're moving over to the industrial supersized canisters, and we've seen these round here in our open spaces in our curbs. And again, the missus goes, "What's that?" And I told her, I said, "It's the nitrous oxide. It's got bigger." Now, the interesting thing about nitrous oxide abuse is it can deplete vitamin B12. And you go, "Oh, huh? Well, vitamin B12 is our nervous system uses. It uses it to keep our nerves healthy, and they've found a link between nitrous oxide use and vitamin B12 depletion, and it can cause you to become paralysed. It can actually rot your spinal cord away. Vitamin B12 deficiency and anemia is another thing, because B12 is used in the production of myelin, which helps with the sheaths of fat around the nerve endings. It's essential, and so we're looking at a future where a lot of young people, well, they won't be young, they'll be older, because it can be a gradual thing, and we'll end up in wheelchairs. It can also give you random heart attacks too, because it makes the nerve endings around the heart misfire. You can also slip into unconsciousness from lack of oxygen, have feelings of dizziness and hallucinations. Again, you shouldn't be taking this stuff and driving, which a lot of kids, and I say kids, they're older people, you know, they're older kids now because they've grown up with it. Young folk, not old farts like me, are on the old nitrous oxide, and it's a major health issue, but perfectly legal. There you go. So be careful. And we have some action from Notting Hill. Here we go. The latest from Notting Hill. Here we go. Whammo! He took her out. There we go. There we go. This is why you don't go to Notting Hill, folks, because you will get socked in the mouth. Also, a young fella was stabbed to death. A footballer turned drill rapper was stabbed. Takayo Nembhard was fatally stabbed at Long Ladbroke Grove. There you go. So there we go. And then we've got the clean-up. We've got the clean-up. Who wants to see the? Who wants to see the? Well, here you go. Look, I think these police look happy because they've got their supply of hippie crack there, nitrous oxide. See, all these stories are linked today. Oh, there you go. But of course, you have the great clean-up after Notting Hill Carnival, because there's a lot of rubbish. There's a lot of rubbish. And they've got a little interactive doodad where you can do the slider. Look, let's see if I can get it to work. Rubbish, no rubbish. Rubbish, no rubbish. Whoops. Unlike the streets of Edinburgh. See, the Scots are jealous of us now because we're getting all the rubbish cleaned up. Okay, this is a story for you. This is the story of Lindsay Johnson. She's 28, and she's previously super active, but she's now bedbound. She has debilitating fainting spells. She's from Bangor in the state of Maine in the US, and she's a former Navy mechanic who was medically discharged in 2018. And let's see what she looks like. She's looking miserable in her photo. There she is. She's looking kind of sad. But yeah, she claims that she has oh god, what's it called? There is a syndrome. If I can, it's called POTS, which is an abnormal and rapid increase in heart rate triggered by standing or sitting up. She calls it an allergy to gravity, but it affects as many as 1 in 100 Britons and Americans. So there you go. So 1 minute you can walk around, next minute you feel giddy and you have to lie down because she has POTS. But I didn't know you could be allergic to gravity. Trying to find some good stories. Mind you, they've got Meghan Markle crazy on the Daily Mail website. They've really gone mad. They're really putting the knife in on her. There must be this article. It's a 6,500 word article in Cut magazine, whatever that is. I don't know. But yeah, in Australia, Sunrise host Natalie Barr called her a tosser. She's a tosser. Oh dear, poor old Meghan. I don't think she deserves that. But again, I think this is that's just crazy. Oh dear. Oh, this is an awful story. This is oh dear. This is the story of Sheila O'Leary, 39, from Lee County in Florida. Yeah, so Florida, and she's been sentenced to. Well, she's been jailed for life. And you go, what did she do? Well, here she is in court. Well, she's a vegan, and she decided to impose a strict diet of raw fruit and vegetables on her son, and he died aged 18 months, weighing just 17 pounds. So they're saying it's like death by starvation. But it's her and her husband, he was charged as well, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, what a horrible story. Madness. Absolute madness. Oh, this is more like it. This is an increasing number of women have taken to social media to discuss their lives as submissive wives and girlfriends. Talking to you, missus. Talking to you, missus. Videos on TikTok, we call it TikTok because it's the sound of the brain cells rattling together, under hashtags including hashtag submissive women, hashtag submissive wives, and hashtag trad wives, tell stories of women who enjoy serving their husbands, and they call themselves trad wives. And one of them is Elena Kate Pettit, and she's got a nice Union Jack mug. There you go. And she likes nothing more to make her husband sandwiches and look after him. And so, I mean, I guess this is the natural conclusion of feminism, because again, it's her feminist right to decide to serve her husband, and she does all the cleaning too. Oh man, I wish I'd married her. I'm joking. Oh boy, I've gone and messed it up there. But yeah, apparently it's a submissive wife trend on TikTok. Of course it is. Of course. Meanwhile, Britain's new £3 billion warship could miss a landmark US mission. Why? Well, the HMS Prince of Wales was heading out of Blighty. I think it was on Monday, and it got stuck. It had to turn back because its starboard propeller has got jammed. Mind you, this picture makes it look like it's run aground. But yeah, it's the Royal Navy's biggest warship, and we're supposed to be, sailing to the US for a military exercise. And here's a little map. It's run into difficulties just off the Isle of Wight. It didn't get as far as the Isle of Wight. It's like something from Blackadder, isn't it? Oh dear, they should have spent more money on it. Maybe didn't spend enough money. Meanwhile, Russian soldiers are blown up by their own mines after a prank call from Ukrainians led them to booby-trapped home. Just the picture of an explosion. Soldiers on patrol in Mariupol received reports that Azov fighters were hiding in a home on the outskirts of the city, and they raced to the house hoping to find the fighters. But they'd already booby-trapped it, so they got blown up by their own bombs. Oh dear. Not very smart, are they? Not very smart at all. Meanwhile, Scott Elwood from Oldham, he come back from a holiday from Greece, and he discovered a guest living in the house behind the skirting board. Do you want to see what it is? Yeah, it's a giant spider, as big as his palm, he reckons. And they've been documenting their hunt because this spider's been moving around there. Yeah, the 24-year-old who has a phobia of creepy crawlies, has found the biggest spider he could. It's like, this is a ginormous spider, and he's been documenting it as they follow it around the house. And here they are. This is them demonstrating where their new friend lives. He lives there, and they're saying he can stay there as long as he minds his own business. Yeah. Just trying to see if there's any other Meanwhile, this is on BBC Breakfast. This is host Sally Nugent. She's checking out the newspapers. There you go, because they do the little newspaper reviews. But look, she had a lingerie on the back side. There you go. So you could say she's keeping abreast of the news. I'm sorry. I'm just not with it. I'm just not with it. And we've got another. This is another TikTok story. This is Charlotte Graves, and she's wowed TikTok users after showing off. Well, she's pregnant, and she's showing off her pregnancy. She's pregnant with twins, and this is a 36-week picture, and she looks like she's ready to burst. I mean, have you ever seen anything like it? That's one hell of a baby bump. And yeah, she's normally kind of this shape, and this is her second pregnancy with twins. And like I said, she's ended up this shape. So she's managed to get all manner of fans on TikTok with her videos. Again, TikTok is where we get all the best stories. Meanwhile, we've gone the opposite direction. This is a grandmother who's 53. She was 18. She shed 18 stone. She was 28 stone when she began her weight journey, and this is what she looked like. But now she's shed all the weight, and she's become a bodybuilder. There you go, and this is amazing. This is an amazing transformation. I wouldn't want her arm wrestler. I reckon she could rip my arm off. There you go. But it just goes to show, it isn't too late to get healthy. And because again, you don't want to be a tubby, because it's no good for you. You don't see morbidly obese old people walking around, do you? And it's always a bit of a good thing to do. So I've just seen the next story I'm going to cover, and this is Orlando Piasky, who is a drug dealer. And well, I'll let the footage show you what happened. Whammo! Yeah, he hit a car and then a lamppost. Whammo! And that's how you deal with drug dealers. There you go. Yeah, he ran off, but he left his pillion passenger with life-changing injuries. Sorry, it's a shame. It's a shame that it wasn't him, wasn't it? But there we go. This was in Derbyshire. He was travelling at over 60 miles an hour when he hit a concrete post April the 2nd last year. And like I said, his pillion passenger was left on the road whilst he ran off. He abandoned his friend at the scene at Copmanhayhoe Road in Ilkeston, Derbyshire. The victim was left with a pelvic fracture, multiple leg breaks and a bleed on the brain, and may never walk again. He was arrested after being released on bail, but he went on a drug dealing spree. He was later found with £500 cash, multiple mobile phones, as well as over £1,000 worth of heroin and crack cocaine. And he was jailed for 6 years. There you go. He'll be out. He'll be doing it again. Should we do this one? Why not? This is the story of Deli Isla. She's an OnlyFans model. She's 21, and let's see what she looks like. There she goes. There she is. And let's put the picture up for the dads. There you go. So I'm sure you can check her out. She found herself in hospital. She was left with 3 blood clots, unable to move for a week. Why? Well, we do have a picture of her in hospital, looking quite peaky. Because she had, at 21, designer vagina surgery. Okay, and it cost £5,000. And it, like I said, left her in hospital. She reduced the size of her labia minora. But yeah, the surgery left her very ill and developing blood clots. But she said she's really glad that she had the surgery done because she has great sex now. We're drowning in stupid, and that's labiaplasty for you. You wait till she knocks out a few kids. Be like chopped liver down there. I know, chopped liver. Oh, this is a story of who remembers Hugh Hefner? Here he is with a couple of bunny girls, Playboy playmates or whatever you want to call them, back in the day. Well, it's come out. Here he is, looking very pleased with himself. Well, he's been dead a few years now, isn't he? But they're doing a lot of exposés on him. But yeah, former Playboy bunnies Holly Madison and Bridget Marquand have held yet more damning abuse allegations at him on a podcast called Girls Next Level. And they revealed that he would fake cry for sex because he was very manipulative. And you go, well, look, why would he do that? Because, you know, he was Hugh Hefner. He'd surely just get, if they do want to have sex with him, surely just get another woman along who would. But I'm the same with the missus. I fake cry when I don't want to have sex. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. She's laughing now. She's laughing. Meanwhile, this is the story of Ozymandias J. Taylor from Grantham. He's a RAF trainee. The 18-year-old was left traumatised. Or is it a her? I can't tell. No, it's a man. It's hard to say. They've all got these funny hairstyles now. They're like punks, aren't they? But yeah, they bought an egg, and it had it had the chick in it, and that left them traumatised. Well, it was really fresh, wasn't it? Like I said, you've only got to worry when it starts walking off. But there you go. And this is a good one. This is a Chinese rainbow that's happened. It's what's known as a rainbow scarf cloud. And it appeared over the Chinese city of Haikou. And it's the most amazing thing. You'll never believe it. It looks like something, you know, that's been artificially created. But yeah, it's a once in a lifetime rainbow apparition. Isn't that amazing? That is, isn't it? Well, I think it is. Scarf cloud. Meanwhile, Kevin Bacon has been serenading his goats. Of course he has. Of course. Donald Trump demands he's declared the rightful winner of the 2020 election. He's still going on about it. Meanwhile, Aaron Brennan, actor Matty Wilson from Neighbours, he played Aaron Brennan, posted a video of his wife having a little bit of a tantrum. And you're probably wondering why she's having a breakdown. His pregnant wife got emotional because he didn't buy a bread tin for some banana bread that they'd got, and her emotions got to her. It takes all sorts. Meanwhile, it was bank holiday Monday yesterday, and many celebrated it with gravy wrestling. Takes all sorts. Have we got any funny stories? Here we go. This is a story from California. Indeed. There was a crash on a motorway, and the whole motorway was covered with tomatoes. There you go. Won't play the video. No? Tomatoes? No? Okay then, how about this one? Court news. This is from McDonald's. Is it McDonald's? Yeah, McDonald's in Bell Green in Lewisham, South East London. A woman, well, she appears to be wearing a wedding dress. Well, I'll show you the footage. And you can figure it out for yourself what's going on here. There she goes. She's in McDonald's. So she goes behind the counter. She gets 2 Big Macs and steals them. They call her the Hamburglar Bride. I'm sure the Hamburglar used to wear a mask, but yeah, she stole 2 Big Macs and stuffed them down her dress. I think they're still looking. The police are still looking for her. They're still looking for her. She got clean away. She got clean away. Meanwhile, Kofi Atta from South Ghana, he was having a dream. He was having a dream, right, where he was chopping up meat. There you go. Here's an illustrative picture there from Shutterstock. So there he was. He was dreaming. He was chopping meat, and when he awoke, right, he'd been dozing in the chair, and the 47-year-old, when he awoke, he found that he'd actually cut off his own genitals whilst he was sleeping. And he says he doesn't know how he got the knife. He said, I often sit in the chair and doze off, and I like to daydream. Yeah, and when he awoke, he found the injury he'd caused himself and ran screaming for attention. And he was taken to the Komfu Teaching Hospital in critical condition, but underwent treatment and was stabilised. But yeah, the doctors say we'll need further surgery after he completely severed his genitals. The farmer says he was unable to pay for treatment and is unclear whether the hospital was willing to perform a pro bono operation. I don't script this, I make it up. Meanwhile, Ghanaian channel GH1 TV reported that Atta's wife, Adwa Kanadu, arrived home shortly after he'd woken and stumbled on the vile scene. Yeah, she went home after getting a distress call from a neighbour explaining her husband was bleeding profusely as he'd cut off his manhood with a sharp knife. That's something else, isn't it? That's not good. We need an animal. We need a good animal story to clear the palate. Okay then, this is the story of Madison County Deputy Casey Thrower. I guess he must have left his squad door open when he went back to his car, because he was doing obviously doing an investigation. He found 2 miniature goats. Had become rather enamoured with his squad vehicle. There's one of them standing on the bonnet, but it's the other one who's got the problem, because he was sitting inside. He got into the car and was eating the deputy's paperwork. He gets back to the to police station, and his boss says to him, "Have you got those files?" And he went, "Go ate them." Now this goat is the goat. This is the goat. Remember? Do you remember the goat? Greatest of all time, goat. This is the goat. I think we'll stop there. I think I've done enough damage for today. Shall we see if there's anyone in the chat room? I doubt it. No one's interested. No one cares. Only me and the missus. Let's see if there's anybody. Oh no, there's quite a few. Oh, Luke's in, and we know Luke is a fakey fake person because he keeps leaving comments everywhere, quite disparate comments. So just entertain him. Russell says, "What will people use to get their jollies? NO2 is not for me, not for us old farts." All right, Tyrone Rogers is. Oh, that was a bit of a rude comment, wasn't it? Daniel says, good morning, Darren. Heard about nitrous oxide canisters. It's no laughing matter. Ha ha ha. Those in possession of it will get arrested by the laughing policeman. Sorry, it's terrible though. Dog cam? No, not for you. Daniel says, I don't care about Meghan Markle. Of course, she wanted her privacy, so I'll give it to her. Again, I don't really care, but the press really like going off on her, don't they? But I think she kind of sets herself up for it. I think she has delusions of grandeur, you know, and so does Harry. You know, they want their privacy, but they also want everyone to look at them. It's confusing, isn't it? It's confusing. Chris asks, hope all is well? Yeah, ticking along. Payne says, morning, missed most of this. I'm sorry, it's my fault. How can we drown such showings of people getting needless surgery? I don't know. Most stories can be replied to as you're doing. Again, there's not queer as folk, is there? The bride wanted bigger buns, indeed. I should have gone there. Critical condition again. You know, there's chopping meat, and there's chopping meat. There's man meat, isn't it? Yeah. Russ says, I do some strange things while I sleep, but I've never lost my block and tackle. Doggy cam. I'll do it for you, Russ. I'll do it for you, but not for the other fella. There you go. Moo Moo is fast asleep, and that is the source of the snoring. We can just gaze upon Moo Moo. Very contented dog. There we go. Very contented. Yeah, you never give me your money. It's a Beatles reference. You're probably too thick to realise that though, because you're thick. People who know music and know the Beatles will get that reference, yeah. But you don't, because you're thick and you don't like me. Oh well. So why don't you pick on someone else? Someone else will get upset by you rather than me who just laughs at you. Ha 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 ha. Why don't you just thumbs down the video somewhere? Huh? Why don't you do that? Fucking obsessed with me. But then look at me. I'm surprised not more of you are obsessed with my beautiful face. Anyway, I think we've done enough today. But you're not. You're not. Because you're speaking to yourself, aren't you, mate? Anyway, folks, I'm going to toddle off. Let's just leave the idiot to gibber on their own. And we'll do this all again soon. Yeah? Yeah? That was the news. You better drink it up. Ta-da!